Okay, this is December 1st, and I don't know why that's not in focus. Damn it. Anyway, there it goes. This is December 1st, 2015, and I'm down here in my basement, and this half is the half that I've been working on and trying to finish. The other half has been finished, and I plan on maybe putting this on YouTube. But anyway, I've made a lot of progress, and I could kind of give somewhat of a play-by-play of how I did things, just for future reference. It started with me being just continuing to procrastinate and dream about fixing this down here. Just not only does it give me something to do, it gives me purpose, and I like doing it, and it's been an endeavor, and I've worked really hard, and I think that I finally started it in about August, late August, and it started with me bringing down these joists. You can see where that's a 1x1 there, and I cut a bunch of those 1x1s. And the first thing I did was just go through this whole basement, putting 1x1s up against these joists to bring the roof down. Not the roof, but the ceiling down. And then of course running these planks to receive the sheetrock. And part of the reason is that to bring it down a little, at least 1 3/4 inches or more, was to conceal the pipes when you're doing the sheetrock. Like here's an example. There's a pipe there, so by doing that I brought down the floor, or the ceiling, and the sheetrock will go right over that. And there's been a lot of spots where I had to do that, and then especially like back in here. And so all through the house and even back over here, these pipes back here, like running right through here and then back up in there. That's the kitchen sink up above. So yeah, the first part of it was dedicated to doing the entire basement with these 1x1s coming down. And the 1x1s were, I cut them myself. I just didn't buy them at the store at Lowe's. I cut them myself, and I had a bunch of wood that I salvaged from a friend, Darren Sahlquist, and his brother, Kurt Sahlquist. And I used that wood, and I basically just cut these long strips. And then I pre-drilled them, and I countersunk these because it was easier to get the 3-inch screw through. So I really secured the hell out of that. So as you can see, those are the joists, and I brought down the joists. And then after I got that done, I started to build some of the walls. And this wall right here was the first wall I did. That right there is a crawl space, and that'll have like a door on it. And I built that wall, and then I had some electrical issues, and I had to put a new junction box over here and run that out. And it took a while to just get the ceiling prepared, and I still see spots that I have to put it up. And anyway, running these planks, making sure it's 4x8 and meets a stud, and when you get ready to do the sheetrock, that'll pay off. But so after I did this wall, I went back in here and did this wall, and this is going to be this is the east wall. I started there and went all the way. And I brought it out because of this pipe that's coming down from the sink, and I really didn't want to have to mess with that or pay a plumber to raise it up so it's out of the way for that window. But I'm going to box it in, and that door's in the way, but I'm going to box that window out just like I did in my other part. And I'm going to do the same here, where you have a wall here, and then the bottom part and the top, and just box it out and bring it that way. And this is the breaker box. You'll still be able to open the breaker box and have access to those. And that'll have a door on it that'll swing out and you'll have access to that. Then I built this wall right here and had it come over, and like I said, I had to bring it out so that I could box that window out. So there's kind of a recess here, or this thing, and I might put a shelf here. I kind of went berserk with the outlets. Got one down there facing this way, and then the two there, two on that wall. And I nailed those plates down like that. The idea too over here is to try to build some kind of a soffit if I can, and then have like a closet door, that folding door that opens up and having access to this water heater. But as you can see, again, all the 1x1s and the planks running perpendicular or opposite. Just a bunch of screwball stuff. And then, you know, I have to do some changing with these lights to make it brighter in here. And then I got into the idea of going around this pipe through here, so this has something for the sheetrock to receive it, and just come up into there with the sheetrock, and then back in here and do those cables. I should also add that the stairs was another endeavor. You can see this joint here goes there. I had to pretty much make an exact one of those based on the ones that came out. One of them, they were just both cracked, and this wood is so old, but I made these again. And then it took some innovation for getting it level and having it rest flat on the floor and completely supporting the stairs. And I used these braces as a secondary means to keep it solid up against each other. And with the new wall here, and with this up here, I think this thing's ready for another 70 years. I really do think that these stairs were the original, and yes, they are steep. So I didn't really fix the steepness of them, but I rebuilt the steps all the way up during the windstorm of 2015 that me and my mother went through. We actually burned the old stairs, the same color as this red over here, but I cut those and went with the stairs all the way up. I'm gonna put a back on this, and I might do some kind of a paint or stain or something. And so getting back to the walls, I went ahead and built this and did the masonry screws into the wall through these 1x1s. I didn't want to have it too tight in here, because when you're walking through, if you're not careful, if you're a tall person, you'll definitely hit your head. So I wanted to maximize the space between this wall and about right here, and that's the most ideal spot to walk through. When you're looking at this door, you have the header up there. The door will actually open this way, and that was my friend Jake's idea, because I wanted to put the door on the other side of the stairs, but he convinced me to do this, and I went at this kind of an angle there. I think that's about a 45-degree angle. I'm not sure, but all I know is I followed the directions for the 24-inch wide stairs. But when you walk in, you know, so the stairs are going to have the wall on this side and the wall on that side, so it'll be concealed. That'll make this a nice little space down here, and nice little laundry room, and you know, you could put a desk here or whatever, a workspace or a place to fold clothes, whatever. I might make something to hang my clothes up here or something. And this soffit that I built around, I'm gonna kind of redo it. I'm not really happy with it. I've got a better idea to make it a lot more flush. It just was a really big hassle building this, and I'm gonna start over on that. Built a wall here, came out to be even with this, and this up here, the entrance into this downstairs part is kind of been thrashed. I had to do that little notch there so I could get a queen size mattress and box frames down the stairs into here because it was so tight. But I got to figure out something for this, and you know, that's another thing where I'll sit there and stare at it for about 3 hours and try to figure it out. But moving on, the other thing I was going to point out that is this soffit in here. I got creative with it, and I kind of used these little L brackets to support it and to make it flush, and I think it looks pretty good. And I just can't think that the sheetrock won't go up against that. I think it'll be okay. It might not be as straight, or it might come out a little, but at this point I think that these boards here along this here are going to be able to receive the sheetrock and be just fine, and it'll hang. It's not that heavy, and I've reinforced the heck out of it. Did that yesterday, and then today I worked on this and I did the same thing, and I'm still continuing to move this way and try to get creative and kind of conceal as much of the ceiling as I can to where things can receive sheetrock, and it then at some point, whatever's still left with the ductwork and the heater, I'll try to just paint it and make it look as good as I can. And I figure if I go up against the sheetrock here, I can kind of caulk that in and have it up against it. And then this little space here, I got there, so I'm gonna have to make that square and go down that way, and that'll be okay. And then right here for this pipe, so everything this way is pretty good, looking pretty darn good. And the other thing that was kind of I made this where this can take sheetrock, and somehow some sheetrock here, and then you should be able to sheetrock this, the header, and then the ceiling right there. So these wires and everything and stuff is getting concealed. I'm gonna bring a piece of wood down that way. But anyway, I'm rambling. There's all my tools and stuff. It's just been a perfect setup because I have my table, my miter saw down here. I humped the wood down here. I got everything I need, and I've been just working, and you know, I put in, when I'm on my days off, I put in 3 or 4 hours a day, and then I come home from work and I put in 1 or 2 before I go to bed and eat. So little by little, someday I'll have this thing done. Anyway, that's an update on the basement. It's December 1st, 2015. Basement rebuild, not renovate, but basement build, basically. And I've basically done the whole thing by myself thus far, with some advice from my good friend Jake. But other than that, it's been creative working on my own with doing this stuff. You have to kind of think things through. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to put this on YouTube. Signing off. Hope everybody enjoys. Bye-bye.